Now, we are here again. I have something I wanted to talk about.
Please tell me.
You ever went to anywhere, especially on an interstate, and you're driving, and I guess we're in London because I'm on this side. And then all of a sudden you just see this guy or girl just out of nowhere, and he just veers right into your peripheral vision. Also, oh, he's now in your lane, and you're slamming on your brakes. You had no idea. No idea. Why? Because he didn't use a turn signal. Did you know that a turn signal is just a lever that you push down or up, depending on the car? I'm pretty sure it's down if you're going in this direction, up in that direction. They teach you that when you get your driver's license. Now, apparently, the South generally is notorious for dirt roads. You go, or any back road, you don't need a turn signal. But if you're on a 6-lane freeway, you may need a turn signal. But people don't use turn signals when they get into lanes. Now, I feel like, if I was ever in public office, governor or whatever, which is highly a bad idea, because if I was a judge and somebody was in my court and I had the hammer, I'm sorry, you
order.
You
It's a gavel.
got gavel, what he said. And you didn't use a turn signal? Oh, great. You are now have got the death penalty.
For a turn signal.
For a turn, why would you? It's a turn signal, right? Yeah, but guess what? You veered into a lane and there was a van, right? And the van had a dad, a mom, or mom and a dad.
Oh, you mean if you hit somebody
and a
obviously,
child
if it got bad,
and their sister and their brother, and you hit somebody.
That's totally a ballgame.
And then all of a sudden they're dead. And just because you were on your phone or whatever, and you were like, oh shit, wrong turn. And all of a sudden you just kill 8 people. That's 8 counts of homicide right there, dog. You deserve the death penalty. Turn signals, they're there for a reason. Do you agree, disagree? What comments?
Man.
You don't care if they died? You don't?
No, I care if obviously I care if somebody dies,
Oh,
but I mean,
okay, got it.
But shit, if you've got a hamburger in your hand, and then you're driving with your knee, and then you're shifting if you got a stick shifter, you really don't have enough stuff to
That's considered illegal.
hit your turn signal.
Oh,
because
so
that's how Tennesseans drive.
got it. All right, got it.
Especially the taxi, the little, the little box taxi drivers that go around $5 all day. They'll take you wherever you want for $5 in the city limits.
Yeah,
it's never costed $5.
They've got headpieces in. They're never from this country, and they're driving around. Oh,
yes, they are.
I mean, 80% of them aren't.
That's racist.
Is it? I'm sorry, but I don't care about the race of the driver.
I'm talking about our town, not metropolitan areas.
Oh, I live in a city. I can't help that. I'm sorry.
Well, I live in a city too.
No, you don't.
I don't live in a metropolitan area.
Oh, okay. Anyway, the point being, all right. If you are a taxi driver and you pick somebody up, more than likely in a city, more than 50,000 people, they're they have headset on, they're talking, or say you're going to a concert and you're in there and you're like, oh, you're nervous, and then all of a sudden you're just like, they're in another planet. Their job is to get you from point A to point B. They don't care. That's fine. They're trained drivers. I'm not yelling at the taxi cabs. What I'm yelling at is the random people with the different states' license plates that don't know how we drive. And they just, 6 lanes, who cares? I'm just going to fucking do you.
I'm gonna side shift this whole conversation.
It's like, what?
You said something about license plates. You know what really pisses me off?
Oh, what?
Was it the 1997 or 98 UT national title license plates?
Go on.
Why are they still here?
Oh, well,
it's 2020 and you still got a 97, 98 national championship.
You're talking about Tennessee Vol fans.
Why is that license plate even relevant right now? Like
'Cause-
your whole football franchise has sucked for like 20 years. I'm just saying.
I mean, so wait, hold the phone. You're saying you're not a Tennessee Vol fan?
Hell no.
What are you?
All right. So I knew we were going to get into this eventually.
Oh, is this planned? I had no idea.
Well, I get asked this all the time. So basically, you don't have the situation.
Turn signals. Just saying. Go ahead.
You asked me a question.
I did.
Okay.
Continue.
So like I was born in Michigan. Okay. So my home team is the Michigan Wolverines. I followed them probably before my grandpa actually got me into it. He passed away, so I don't know how long it's been. Probably
94.
15, 20 years, something like that. Maybe longer than that. So I'm a huge Michigan Wolverine fan, okay? We moved down here when I was 3 to Tennessee. Obviously, it's a mass quantities of all fans here. Their fan base is huge. It's and not about 75% of them have no clue what's going on in the real world. There's I can't even get into it. I'm not trying to offend anybody who's a Vol fan because
I am. Ever been in a bar? It's like play Rocky Top.
Oh
Play
my
Rocky Top.
God,
You see that
for the
person?
love of
Yes.
God.
You see that person? See, this is why I'm not a judge. Okay, exactly. Put him in a fucking back of a trunk of a car and push the car off a cliff because nobody wants to hear Rocky Top. And if you aren't a fan of Rocky Top, this isn't 1975. Okay. We're not living on a mountain. We're making our own moonshine, okay? We're on 2020, okay? This is reality. Sorry, go on. License plates.
Anyway, so yeah, UT fans are ridiculous. They want Peyton Manning to be the president of the United States. They probably wouldn't be bad at it actually, but he owns the city of Knoxville. He owns the whole state of Tennessee pretty much. Vandy doesn't exist. Vanderbilt University does not exist, even though they are in the SEC. If you go to a Vandy game, it's all UT fans. So when I moved down here after I grew up, I bought my first home. I let some of my buddies move in. One of my best friends was a Florida fan, Florida Gator fan. I had nothing against the Florida Gators. I was a Michigan fan, whatever. But I actually started watching the Florida games. I actually went to the Swamp, went to the SEC title game where Tebow played against Alabama, and he was on the sidelines crying. It's like one of the biggest memes ever where he's crying on the sidelines. I'm actually a huge Florida Gators fan as well. So this is where it gets confusing. When I go somewhere, and if I'm wearing a Florida shirt, people are like, "Aren't you from Michigan?" I'm like, "Yes." Then why are you a Florida fan? Because one of my best friends was a Florida fan. I actually like the Florida Gators. I guess when you move down here to the South, you have to pick an SEC team. I picked a winner. I hate the Tennessee Volunteers, the football program. I don't hate people that go to UT, although I do have something against UT football fans. The majority of them, not all of them, because I'm good friends with them.
They're good people.
They're good people.
When they're not drunk.
Yeah, but if they're winning a game, losing a game, somebody's going to get in a fight. Long story short, they need to banish the Tennessee football program. It's whenever they play Rocky Top, which is the worst song ever created.
Thank you.
At the very end, you know how they say, "Home sweet home" to me. And I'm like, Rocky Top, you'll always be last in the SEC. Good old Rocky Top, last in the SEC. Woo! Everybody's like, "What did he say? What did he say? Kick him out!" You know. And then they're all looking at me. I'm just sitting here doing this. You know, when's the last time your team's been relevant? Why do you pick the worst coaches? You know. Granted, this year's been weird. I can't blame anybody for the way this football season's went in college football. I know you don't want to talk about college football.
Go ahead.
But, I mean, they just need to just throw this whole season away for all football altogether. Michigan sucks. I don't even think it's Harbaugh's fault. I just think it just sucks.
Why would you say that about your home team, though? You're about Michigan or Michigan State?
No, Michigan State's the Spartans. I'm not a Michigan State fan.
Okay, sorry.
So there's about 20 football teams in Michigan.
Okay.
Michigan Wolverines is in Ann Arbor. It's the big house. It's the biggest stadium.
I don't watch football.
It's actually the biggest football stadium there is.
Okay.
American football. I think it's Texas A&M's number 2, and then Tennessee's actually I think number 3. Even though Tennessee Vols suck, they have like the 3rd biggest stadium in the country, which is crazy. That's last time I checked. You know, they could have changed by now. I don't know. But
didn't they house like 80,000 people for Garth Brooks?
It's 100,000, I think.
100,000 people for one person.
I believe that's right. Now I could be wrong.
Wow.
I don't know specifics. I'm not good at stats. I just know they're like the 3rd biggest stadium, and they have one of the worst teams.
Okay.
But anyway, they have one of the biggest fan bases, which makes no sense either because they're so horrible. I just can't stand UT football.
Got it.
However, I do love UT Lady Vols. I'm a big Pat Summitt fan.
That's basketball, right?
That's basketball, yeah.
Oh, you got it. Word.
Yeah. I have nothing against that. I love the Lady Vols. But anyway, yeah, I'm a Michigan fan first, Florida fan second. Obviously, Florida's having a good season this year. We've only lost one game, which was to Texas A&M. They're ranked one position ahead of us. But we just clinched the East Saturday, which is a big deal. I'm super happy about that. But in the last few years, the Florida and my Michigan team has played each other in bowl games, which has been just ridiculous.
Does your brain explode?
It's just like, man, this is crap. And they do it almost every other year now. I don't know why they always play each other, but I guess just because, I don't know if it's the fan base or ratings or what. Michigan has won, I think, 3 out of the 4 that I've actually physically watched.
Right.
One of them is Chad Henne against Tim Tebow. It was the greatest bowl game I've ever watched in my life. That was back in the day. But enough about college football because I know you don't want to talk about that.
Well, we're going to keep talking about Michigan because when Predators, hockey fans out there, they started being a team. I think it was I was at with one of the Tennessee Tech football coach. There was a cookout in downtown Nashville. I want to say '94. It was a radio station, and it was the year before that they opened up for their first ever season. And then when they started, we got to go to a Predators game. But there were no Predator fans. I mean, you had, they obviously there are, because, you know, the people that don't know what hockey is.
At the time, there was virtually no Predators.
You probably had a handful of Predator fans. But we were there. All you seen was red and white, which red and white is the Red Wings colors, Detroit Red Wing colors. Predators is what? Mustard yellow, silver, blue,
gold and blue, and they've got a bunch of different colors.
Yeah, variations, whatnot. But anyway, so that was 1990. Let's say 1995. And so let's fast forward. Well, no, sorry, rewind. So that being said, like that was a rivalry because we all were factory workers that moved from the north, and so it was basically we were all just rooting for the Detroit in a different city, which was cool. And they won games, they won all kinds of, the Detroit did. Sorry. And now, you know, that, so what was that? 2005, 2015.
I don't know how you know these years.
20. It's 25 years later. All right. What year did the Predators go to the Stanley Cup Finals twice? What was it?
No, they went once.
Once.
They almost made it another year.
So they went to the finals twice, but they went to the Stanley Cup.
I actually got the hat upstairs. I can't remember what year. It's only been a couple years ago.
All right, let's say 4 years. 25 years later, you walk in there now. There is Predator Finanza. The Detroit Red Wings are a past memory it's gone. And so the biggest question that I get is like, well, aren't you a Predators fan? I'm like, you know what? I will always enjoy watching Detroit win. But Detroit always they were in the finals playoffs 20 years in a row.
Yeah.
All right. They've done their time. They got rid of Scotty Bowman, and then they got a handful of other coaches that don't really matter. They did get that one coach from Toronto Maple Leafs.
Mike Babcock.
Babcock. He got them there quite a few years. But the Predators deserve it. They've been a team for 20, almost going on 25, 30 years, and they need a Stanley Cup. They need one.
They almost had it too.
So if
and every year they're good.
I'm gonna
like
go for
recently.
It. I'll go for it.
Yeah, I'm actually
saying.
Just to go off what he said. So like most of the people in Nashville, half the city of Nashville. If you take everybody that's in Tennessee, half of them is probably from Michigan. And the reason for that is, well, hell, we moved down here, but you actually were born here. But
I am born and bred Tennessee.
Yeah, we was 3 when we moved down here from Michigan, so there's 8 years difference between me and him.
Yeah.
But so I got 3 uncles that moved down here that worked at GM, who went to work at the Saturn plant in Spring Hill, which is now just GM. It's not called Saturn anymore. But you take all these hockey fans from Michigan who are born and raised with the Red Wings, they're going to watch hockey if you put a hockey team in Nashville. And I think that's one of the main reasons we got a hockey team.
Exactly right.
Is because there's so many Northerners down here, and that's all we watch is hockey.
And
Detroit has been the best hockey team for decades. And then now, if you go to a game now, at the first time it was all Red Wings fans and partial Preds fans. Now then it became half and half. Now it's all Preds fans. Even my uncle, one of my uncles, he used to have season tickets to the Preds. He's more of a Preds fan than he is a Red Wings. My cousin's the same way, and they lived in Michigan longer than I did. But I'm a huge Preds fan, but if they play each other, I'm pulling for the Red Wings. I'll always pull for the Red Wings. You always pull for the Red Wings. But damn, if I'm going to go to a Preds game, it's a lot of fun. The fans have their own chants that nobody else. There's no other stadium or arena, I should say, no other hockey team that has the chance that the Nashville Predators have. It's the greatest thing in the world. It's awesome.
You don't have to really root for anybody. Just go.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's just fun.
If you're gonna tolerate buying $12 for a tall boy a Miller Lite can.
Yeah, it's went up. It used to be like $9. Now it's 12.
Maybe it's more.
Last time
you get past that, you get good seats, you have a damn good time.
There's no way you can not enjoy it. Hockey's probably, anytime you go to a sporting event, it's a lot of fun, especially for the money you pay. It better be fun.
Yes.
Tickets to a Preds game, they used to give them away, and now you can't even buy them.
When we went, it was like $70 a pop.
Well, when I worked at Lowe's, they used to have boosters come in, and they would hand us coupons. It was 2 buy 1 get 1 free tickets, and then 2 tickets, and then like half off another ticket or something. I don't know, but they give you a coupon book, and it was like $20, and you could, I went to 9 games that year
for $20.
No. Like the coupon, you had the coupon book
right.
for $20. You had 2 tickets, and then 2 buy 1 get 1 free tickets.
Okay,
and then I think they gave you so much off another ticket or something.
But do you remember if you were to think back, how much was a ticket? I want to say it was under $100.
They probably started out at $15, and for the most expensive seat, maybe $100.
Okay,
at the most. But man, you actually got to pick with those coupon books. You could pick your seat.
Right.
And I went on a Valentine's Day one time. And I took this girl I was talking to. We had a blast. We got to sit in the Budweiser Club level where they give you food and drinks. You get a wristband, and it didn't cost me nothing. It was crazy. But they don't do that anymore. Now you have to pay astronomical amount because the Preds go to the playoffs every year now, where they used to not, and they're an elite team. For a small stadium, they're one of the best teams in the league.
But now, if you want a ticket, you're looking at a car payment. Like, it's
high.
ridiculous.
Unless you scalp one or something.
You know, like they made a gamble or a plea, if you will, that if they don't get into the playoffs, they will jack the prices up. And I was like, well, I already paid enough for a ticket. But they went to the playoffs. They did, and the tickets went up even regardless. So it's like, well, damn.
Yeah,
You know,
it doesn't matter. If your team's doing good, the prices are going to go up. They're not going to go down.
No.
Not unless they start sucking real bad. But this past year, the playoffs were garbage. Like, it's
And
all sports right now are garbage.
Yeah, I mean, now, I don't know about you, man, but I feel like when I hear that so-and-so won the Stanley Cup playoffs, what does that really mean? What does that mean?
This year, nothing.
Okay, that means...
No offense to anybody whose team won the Stanley Cup championship.
Right, which was Tampa Bay.
Yeah, and honestly, I totally forgot about it because I don't care.
Well,
This
it's
year-
hard to care because they play a standard season without our current situation. Plays about what? It's 120 games all around the United States, well, including Canada. And then the playoffs, which is however many games that is.
Yeah.
But now they disregard the whole gameplay with the United States, and they just go straight to playoffs. Right?
It was a weird season.
Right? So, how do you lottery system that? By last year? Like taxes? Like, oh, my income is based on 2014. What the fuck does that mean?
It's not going to make any sense no matter what happens. I mean, hopefully, hopefully this COVID crap will be over next year, which Lord knows if that's going to happen. But, yeah, sports need to get back to normal. Go ahead.
I wish Tampa Bay that I'm sure they've fought for their lives when it came to that Stanley Cup. I'm sure they deserve it. But as a viewer, as a fan, you took my sport and crushed it into a fucking crumb when it used to be the size of this table.
Yeah, I mean, at least they played it and people could watch it and the players actually got to do their job, But the season's condensed. And it almost was, to me, it wasn't even worth watching. Plus, the Red Wings sucked this year, too.
Well, that's true. But, I mean, granted, I'm just who I am. He's just who he is. Everybody got their salaries. People got to watch it.
Yeah, we're glad people got paid. That's all that matters. As long as you're getting paid, that's all that matters.
Whatever. Everybody's safe, hopefully. That's more important. But sports suck.
Right now.
Right
During COVID.
How do you feel?
Yeah.
Is the question.
How do you feel, the viewer?